Happy New Year from the Ministry of Education. Now, this second term of the academic school year 2022-2023, it officially began today with teachers returning to school to prepare for the arrival of children tomorrow, Tuesday, January 10th. We at the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, we are ready for a term of renewal. Mask wearing is optional. A new grooming policy is being implemented. The National Nutrition Policy for Schools is being introduced. 2019, it was since 2019 that our children and our school communities have not enjoyed the full freedom of movement at school and on the playgrounds during school hours and after school hours without the restrictions of physical distancing or masks. Masks now, in this school term, are no longer mandatory in schools. They are now optional. And it will be at the discretion of parents and guardians to determine whether or not your children will wear masks at school and on the school bus. The physical distancing and mask wearing restrictions of the past 2 years or so have not only placed necessary safety limitations on face-to-face learning, this has also limited social interaction and other organized physical activity in schools, including our physical education programs and our after-school extracurricular activities. This has significantly affected the school's learning environment, the social and emotional development, the physical well-being, and the mental health of our education community. From principals to teachers, from students to parents, from school meals workers to wardens, from our ancillary staff to ministry officials, we have all been affected by the COVID restrictions of the last several years. Parents, even as we now remove the masks, and as you know, the 3-foot distancing was previously removed. Parents, we are asking you, please, to keep your child at home if the child shows signs of being ill. Illness may not only make your child vulnerable to contracting other illnesses, it can also put other persons at risk. So let's look out for each other. As we now enter the second school term, we will do so in full face-to-face mode, encouraging the return to social, sporting, and physical activities in our schools during and after school hours. We will do so under the guidance of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and we ask that all in our school communities continue to exercise personal responsibility for the safety of yourselves and all around you. Remember, COVID-19 and the flu are still in our communities, and we still need to continue to sanitize in school and to use our best judgment to safeguard our health. As we seek to involve our students in structured, supervised extracurricular activities and to also utilize our school plant to better serve community needs, I am appealing to volunteers and skilled persons from the community who are interested in delivering programs, sports, career development, literacy, craft. There's no limit. I'm encouraging you to submit requests to the principal of the respective school where you would like to hold the program or to the Ministry of Education. In the case of primary schools, all requests should be directed to the Chief Education Officer at our Ministry of Education. And for secondary schools, requests should be directed to the chairperson of the respective secondary schools' Board of Management. Our schools belong to all of us, and the ministry will be taking steps to ensure that school premises are available for responsible, safe use by approved groups. Conditions will, of course, apply because we have to protect our public assets. Our acting Deputy Chief Education Officer, Mr. Price, who's on my right, he has informed me that all schools will be, with the exception, of course, of Ellerslie School, will be ready to accept the full body of students tomorrow, January the 10th. Ellerslie Secondary School is scheduled to open on Monday, January 16th. Why the delay? Because, as many of you will be aware, there were some concerns raised with regards to the infrastructure and repairs that needed to be done at the school. And work was undertaken to repair the school during the Christmas period. And many of you will also know that there was a tremendous amount of rain. So the inclement weather delayed us completing the repairs on Ellerslie School. I have been assured that the principal will be putting in place and communicating to parents within the next 24 hours instructions with regards to the rest of the week and how the students will be instructed and what the teachers and others will be required to do. I ask, please, that you check your Google Classrooms where messages from the school is usually delivered. Now I come to the dress code and the grooming policy for this new school term. We start this new year with a grooming policy that speaks to the dress code for nursery, primary, and secondary schools. A dress code that falls within for those schools that fall within the purview of our Ministry of Education. This particular grooming policy, it updates the previous Code of Discipline and Dress Code that is about 27 years old. It was time for us to do an upgrade. We expect students to wear the full and correct school uniform as set out in the school's guideline while on the school premises, traveling to and from school, and on any official school day or while representing the school. Now, while there are many stipulations of this grooming policy, I will, in the interest of time, focus on the two main areas where we have received the most inquiries from the public. One, as it relates to shoes, and two, as it relates to hair. On the question of shoes, shoes must be comfortable, neat, and clean, and they must be one solid color as determined by the school's uniform guidelines. Sneakers that are aligned with this standard will be allowed. And this is a change in our school's grooming policy, which I want to highlight. We have listened to the concerns raised by many families who are required to purchase different types of shoes for multiple children in their households. And in an effort to ease the burden, the ministry has taken the decision to allow children to wear a pair of shoes that is multifunctional. So, for example, if your child's school shoes would normally be black, they would be allowed to wear the black sneakers with both their formal school uniform as well as their games clothes. On the matter of hair, simple hairstyles that are tidy and neat will be allowed. And this includes natural hairstyles. For example, locks, plaits, cornrows, and afro are allowed as long as they're tidy and neat, not distracting, and not obstructing the view of others. In short, the emphasis should be on simplicity, tidiness, and neatness. Hair color other than the natural hair color of your child will not be permitted. So for those students we know who love the purples and the blues and the other hot colors, we ask that you keep your artistic ideas for crop over and other special occasions outside of school. Female students will be allowed, as they are now, to wear one pair of bobs in their earlobes, one earring in each earlobe. Now, some persons have inquired whether boys will be allowed to wear earrings as well. The simple answer is no, not at this time. There's much more included in the grooming policy, and I would encourage you to view the full policy on the website of the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training. That's at mes.gov.bb. Now, as I close, I encourage all students to enter this new school term and this new year with a renewed sense of purpose and with a steely determination to get the best outcomes out of your learning opportunities. I wish to thank our Chief Education Officer, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, our Deputy Chief Education Officer, Dr. Roderick Rudder, and of course our Acting Deputy Chief Education Officer, Mr. Glenn Price, for the tremendous work they have put in, especially over the last few days, to ensure that our schools are ready. I wish also to thank all education officers, our principals, our teachers, our parents, and other school staff who have worked tirelessly to prepare our school environment and to deliver the best quality education for our children. I look forward to us having a focused, productive, and successful term of renewal. Thank you.